But yeah, we're back.
Yes, sir. We're back so soon.
Yes, time for another week of reminiscing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But yeah, no, I'm actually talking about reminiscing. So I was walking down the boulevard, Armistice Boulevard.
Oh, I thought you was talking about Blackstone. It's
Oh,
not the
true.
Boulevard I was thinking of.
True.
I never think of Armistice Boulevard. I just say Armistice.
True. Yeah, I guess so. That is the boulevard, Blackstone Boulevard.
Yeah.
Where everyone runs and does stuff. But yeah, I was walking down the boulevard and happened to see someone I robbed back then. And you know what? He was happy to see me.
21 Savage, man.
Yeah, 21. You got the cliches.
That shit was hilarious.
No, for real. But I was listening to that song, and I was just like, yo, have I ever robbed anyone? Have you ever robbed anyone?
Have I ever robbed anyone?
Like you stole a girl's heart, you know?
Shit, I didn't even think that deep, bro. I'm all thinking all negative shit, like someone sweep them off the feet,
Looting.
You know? Nah, I don't think so.
Have you ever been robbed?
Have I ever been robbed? Oh yeah, plenty times. Oh god.
When the
No. I would say, I would say 2 times. That really stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah, being robbed is not fun for sure.
In the summertime, and then there was one time in school. You know how back in school we had assigned lockers, but then you would like kind of venture out, like, oh, I want to go to this locker instead, like this area, to be closer to your friends. So I had my custom locker area down like the hall where the Portuguese class was when we had the computer design class.
Yeah.
So I would
in the cut.
Yeah. So I'd be posted up over there, and you know, during February vacation, this is when you kind of re-up on your school clothes.
Yeah.
Because like our parents would get the tax money. They're like, okay, let's go to AJ Wright. You know, that was the store back in the day.
AJ Wright.
So I had this this nice ass sweater.
Okay.
It had a cool ass design. I'm mad because like I picture it in my head, but I can't think of the name. It's killing me, and it's like it's very well known.
Yeah, AJ Wright too was one of those stores that had the name brands for affordable prices. It'll be like out of season towards the fashion world, but it was still good for us. It's name brand, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So like when I copped this hoodie, I was like, yo, this looks so clean. And I remember going to school, and like the back of my mind, I'm listening to T.I. What's up? What's happening? Like, yo, I got the new drip and stuff. And I put my hoodie into the locker, and I don't know why I never had a lock for the locker. I go to class, I come back, and it's gone.
Damn.
And I'm like, what the fuck? No. And like I'm going up like every floor looking to see if like I could find it, if someone's wearing it.
Damn.
It's long gone. I only wore it like 2, maybe 3 times.
Damn, that sucks. So you never ever saw it?
Never ever seen it again.
Damn.
Like this was like a rare ass hoodie of mine, and it was gone.
That's messed up.
That shit fucked me up.
That's messed up, yo. Someone was out there like, alright, yo, I'm gonna wear this to dates only, not bring it back to this school. Like, who?
Of all lockers. I know I didn't have a lock on it, but damn. And then the next time I got robbed was my bike. Like, I only had it 6 days.
Damn, man. First the sweater, only a couple of times using it, and then now the bike.
Yeah, man. I always had bad luck with bikes. I had ridden my sister's bikes plenty times. I broke all of them. When my dad came around that one time, he got me a couple bikes. I broke those. So it's like I finally got a bike my mom bought me.
Yeah.
And it got robbed. I'm like, you know what? This is the last time I'm gonna have a bike.
And I think I remember that too, because you hit it. You hit it behind a shed.
I hit it behind someone's garage, and like you wouldn't think anyone would be like, "Oh, let's go into the backyard and find it right there."
Yeah, nah, that sounds like an inside job, yo. Like,
Definitely.
How do you know it's back there? Like,
and there was another bike of mine too, which was my favorite that broke down, but it actually wasn't my fault.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
But we could talk about that some other day.
Nah, bro always sets me up. So there was this one time, you know, summer afternoon, just hanging outside, and Roberto has a bike and I'm the walker, and then Roberto's being nice. He's like, you know what, ride the bike. I was like, okay. It was kind of suspicious though, because he was riding it the whole time.
It was never suspicious.
Nah, it was suspicious.
Chilling, man.
He was like, here you go, John, you want to ride it? And he was kind of stuttering too. I was just like, okay. Didn't think nothing of it. I go to pedal, boom, the pedal breaks. I was like, oh my God, Roberto, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to break it, it just broke. And then he had to ride the whole summer, that summer to summer school to Shayside, where one pedal, he was going up hills with just one pedal.
That was a freaking mission. That was a mission. I was so tired doing that, but it was cool though. It was straight.
Nah, yeah. So if that was me, I'm sorry, but to this day, yo,
it was like 12, 13 years ago. To this day, he thinks I set him up. I think I would have known if the pedal was loose. Like, it was fine. Like, I seen him from a distance. I'm like, yeah, he's finally riding that bike. He goes on and, like, he steps on it like, nah. I'm like, yo, what you doing? Like, you gotta be easy with it. Nah, but that shit was hilarious.
No, for sure. So, yeah, you said you got a bike and a hoodie stolen.
Yeah.
So, my story is, it wasn't necessarily me, but it was around 7th or 8th grade, because I remember I was going to Calca, and around that time, since I was like 12 or 13, getting to that preteen age, you know, my mom had more freedom with me. She would allow me to go out, and I would be riding the Ripta bus to the mall with my friends on the weekends or after school.
Yeah.
And it was around the time the PSP came out.
Yo, that's a fucking classic.
Yeah,
right there.
the PSP. Yeah, that was ahead of its time. But yeah, it was the PSP, right? So we had a group of friends in Calca, and we would just trade things. Like, all right, I'll let you borrow this if you let me borrow that. And at the time, it was my other friend the other person, his name's Raheem, and one guy's name's Jeremy. So Jeremy let Raheem borrow a game, I forget for what, and then Raheem had the PSP. He let Jeremy borrow the PSP, and it was brand new, you know. And I remember his dad was a trucker. Dad was always making a lot of money, never home, so he was always buying this kid everything. So he got the PSP right when it came out.
All the new stuff.
Yeah, man, he always had the new stuff. The PS3 when it first came out too. But yeah, he let Jeremy borrow it, and I was with Jeremy that weekend. We went to the mall, I believe, on the Ripta bus, and then on the way back, we're heading home. I remember we're on Main Street. We're almost to downtown Pawtucket. And so Ripta, they have two doors, right? They have the front door where the driver is, and they have a back door for people in the back. So we're in the seat right in front of the back door. So we're sitting, and behind us is the back door, and then they have steps to go to the back.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, I mean, we're 12 years old. We're just chilling, enjoying this new game. I forget what game it was. It might have been Need for Speed or something. And I'm just watching him play it. And then someone rings the bell. You know, you have to ring the bell to get the stop. So we hear that go off, but we're just so into the game. And then when the back door opens, I just see someone reach over Jeremy, snatch the PSP, and just take off from the back door. We're just in shock, and then he starts running after the guy, and then I get out the bus takes off on us, and then we're chasing this kid down the street, and he was just long gone. And mind you, this is not our PSP. It's not ours. So that's already a bad no-no. And then like we couldn't chase him down. So to this day, Raheem thinks that me and Jeremy stole his PSP. He did not believe us. Like, we had to go back Monday morning and tell Raheem, like, listen, someone robbed us, and who's gonna believe that? You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to believe, especially kids. But yeah, bro, it was just so crazy. We're literally just sitting. I'm watching him play. And then I just see a hand go over his shoulder, fucking snatch it, and he dips out the back door.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like, who would think, like, right off rip to just go behind someone and just yank?
Yeah.
Like, Holy shit, just mind blowing.
No, for sure. Like, just, you know what I mean? Being kids, like, you're being naive to the world. So you wouldn't think like that. But it's a PSP at the time, $250. It came out in 2005, you know, $250 for a new PSP. Like, that's a come up right there.
Man.
Like, it was crazy. And the PSP, you could watch movies on it. Like, so many different games.
The internet.
The internet, exactly. The internet was just out and coming, you know, 2005. Yeah. Like, they were ahead of its time. It was a handheld device, had better graphics than some of the consoles that were out, you know? Had better graphics than an Android camera. Like, Android camera compared to a PSP, like, it was just crazy how advanced the PSP was.
The air aim on the PSP, I would have to find a certain area in the house to get Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
and
man.
that's how I stole a girl's heart. And then when you put the away message, leave one for later, I was like, damn. But yeah, PSP way ahead of its time, man.
Way, like, the fact that it had internet on it, and then they had the small little disc. Like, you watch movies on it. Like, it was just advanced, bro. And then I believe the reason why it died was because the hackers just kept hacking it. They were able to hack it where you could play Super Mario on it. Because that's the thing. Sony was the competition of Nintendo. It was always Sony and Nintendo. Nintendo came out with Game Boy Advance. So Sony came out with the PSP. And they were just taking off, but then the hackers came in, they started hacking everything. I believe James had a hacked PSP.
Yeah,
he was
James, man.
He was always playing Mario on it. But yeah, I think that's what really killed it, because they tried to come back with the PSP Vita, and it just never really grabbed people's attention again. And I think it was because of that, the hackers. But yeah, they were definitely ahead of this time, but yeah, that was my first time, I think, being robbed. 12 years old, bro, like... That was crazy on a Ripta bus. Like, now you know. I learned the hard way. Don't bring nothing flashy into public transportation. For sure.
There's a lot of crazy people on that bus.
Yeah, man. But yeah, now just talk about nostalgic things like the PSP, you know, AJ Wright. When you just talked about AJ Wright, it just popped in my head like the razors, cause the scooter razors. You know how they used to have different wheel colors, the blue, the red. When you said AJ Wright, that was my very first time riding a razor, was inside AJ Wright.
Really?
They would have displays just right there. They would have the stuff in the box and then one out so you can test it out. And you know, kids, they can test it out. Mommy, I want this. But that was my very first time trying a razor scooter, and that was my last time trying a razor scooter because I could never afford the real razor. My mom got me like a off-brand type of scooter, you know. But yeah, to try the razors, like, that was just crazy. You remember those though?
Oh yeah, for sure. Bad memories. You know, when you fucking spin that shit around outside and it fucking catches your ankle.
Oh my god.
Ooh, like, I feel it to this day.
Yo, for real. That metal on bone. Ay.
I'm surprised I never broke my ankle on that.
For real, bro. Like, oh my god, that's like something you're always gonna feel. Like when you stub your toe, and then you always have that feeling. So now you have that trauma. Like you always watch your step. Like that, when you're doing the trick, now you don't even want to do the spin trick no more. Once you hit your ankle, forget that. But I feel like I don't see the razor scooters anymore. Nowadays, I see the electric scooters. The little things that you just press a button and it just does everything for you.
Yeah.
Like, no more manual labor. Everything's electric.
Everything's just getting easier for this younger generation, you know, with the scooters and the bikes. I think the bikes, too, aren't they electric, too? Like, they don't even really have to pedal as much.
You pedal once and then it just powers itself. Like, it's crazy. And I'm starting to realize that's the new... rich. You know how back in the day, if you couldn't afford it, you didn't have it. Like, not even an off-brand or nothing. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, like, you're poor if you have to do the manual labor. Like, you're poor if you have the razor scooter, and you're rich if you have the electric scooter. You know, stuff like that. You're rich if you have the new consoles, or you're poor when you got the old consoles. You know, people are celebrating PS5, but maybe it's still on PS4, you know? Like, I remember that as a kid, like, everything coming in new, I would have to wait a few years to get it. Oh, yeah.
And PS5s and the Xbox Ones, they're still out of stock. You can't go to a store, walk in and grab one. They're all gone.
Yeah, no, for sure. They're not around right now, but then watching a few years, they'll get some attraction, some nostalgic in it, like the vinyl thing, like how they were obsolete for years and then vinyl just came back into style. Like, it's just weird how things can be obsolete for a little bit and then come back into style.
Yeah.
I seen the other day some guy walking with a CD player. I was just like, a CD player? They still make those? Like a CD player? And he had it on the side, so you know he had the non-skip.
That non-skip was a major key to CD players, because you don't want to listen to 50 Cent in the club. You could... It's even because like I was on the school bus too. I would take the school bus to school, and like around the holidays, I would always ask for a CD player. So like if I got the one that didn't have the skip, I was like, damn, I have to hold it like this the whole time. Well, the anti-skip is like, no, I can hear it.
Wouldn't it scratch it too, or was that games? I feel like something used to scratch if you moved it around, and then it'll just ruin the CD. Like you would have to get a new CD.
Probably the CD player that didn't have the anti-skip.
Like, I used to hate that. And then they would sell CD cleaner. It would be the spray. You would spray it on the CD and then have to use a cloth on it. And then I think I remember what was it? Game Crazy?
Game Crazy.
They would promote, oh, we fix scratch CDs.
They would buff it. They would buff it. Yeah.
I remember bringing a whole pack of CDs to go get buffed. Like, yeah, no, this works. And then take it back home.
They go back, yeah, so we're about to finally play this game. Why is it loading? What the fuck?
Yo, that was hilarious. The scratches on the CDs, man. Like, it's just crazy where we've come from, man.
Yeah, man. Now everything's just digital. You stream everything when it comes to TV shows, movies, and games. You don't even have to buy the physical copy no more. Like Xbox and PlayStation, they have an all digital console now, so you just buy everything through the store.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's crazy. That's where we're coming into.
Yeah.
But yeah, not some nostalgic feelings, you know, back in childhood days. It was nice.
For sure, man. That brought me back to some good memories, some bad memories, but like all gel into one. It turns out to be good times.
Yeah, no, for sure. But yeah, now off topic of like games and stuff, I was just reading an article on this investigation they had. I guess there was a drug ring in CF, usual. But it just reminded me of another article I was reading about the investigations on massage parlors, you know, the happy endings.
Yeah.
I remember reading the article, right? And then the article was just like, yeah, months-long investigation of these massage parlors. And I'm just thinking to myself, why did it take months? Like, if you get the happy ending, you know they do it. Why do you have to go?
About that shit, because the undercover people was in there getting their freak on, and then they're like, you know what, this bitch is whack. Alright, bring in the fence. That's fucked up.
Yeah. Like, damn, it took you months. Like, it should have been the first night already. You got the happy ending, you know they do it.
Now that you mention that, yo, that's some slick shit, yo.
I was like, yo, these cops, man, there's some dirty cops out there.
Wow.
Because in the drug ring one, they also said, oh, it took months of investigation. I'm just like, okay, what are they doing with this?
What are they really doing?
Because they actually have to buy, you know, they actually have to buy the service, which is the happy ending, and they actually have to buy the product, which is either crack, cocaine, whatever, heroin, on the street. So what are they doing after they buy this stuff? Are they disregarding it? Are they using it actually? Like, did he come in that happy ending? Did he enjoy it? But yeah, nah, it's just crazy, like the things that goes on to get to the bottom of things. Like, they actually have to be undercover.
They gotta try it first.
For real.
If they like it, that's why it turns into a months-long, years-long investigation. If the service was trash, boom, next day it's done.
I wasn't happy at the end. Aye. But you was gonna say something about today, 20 years ago or something, or you was just joking?
I was just joking. We were just flashing back, and that's what we did. 12 years, 13 years, so close.
Yo, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Double digits.
Double digits. We used to talk about shit like, oh, remember a year ago? Remember like a couple years ago? Now it's double digits. That's how you know, like, we're growing up. We're getting old.
Yeah, when you reminisce, it just keeps going further and further back, man. It is just a memory, for sure. But yeah, no, and then another thing I saw, another story I saw was about the history of hot Flamin' Cheetos. Do you like the hot Flamin' Cheetos?
So funny that you mentioned that, because me personally, I've never really been big on like hot, spicy stuff. There's a certain tolerance to the spices like I can take. Others I can't at all.
Okay.
Cheetos, I love the original Cheetos.
Okay.
So I never
crunchy or puffs.
Yo, that's a good question, yo. I mean, I guess it all depends on like my mood and what I'm like really craving for. But I would probably say the puffs, to be honest.
Oh yeah,
I like the puffs. I feel like I can eat the whole bag, whereas like the regular ones.
Do you like to leave it in your mouth and let it dissolve, or you just like chew it down and that's
I've
it?
never done that. The dissolving part?
Yeah, the puffs, you just like let it in your mouth and it just softens up and then you just taste all the cheddar.
Nah, I'd always eat it quick. When it comes to the hot ones,
yeah,
I actually recently just started to eat them.
Oh, so you've tried them?
I tried them. So when I went to Philly a few weeks ago, well, it's actually a month now. Time fucking flies.
Oh yeah, the 2nd of September. Wow.
Yeah, so my homegirl, she actually packed Reese's and the super hot, or what's it called? The hot flaming hot.
Yeah,
the flaming hot Cheetos, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll just try it. And luckily, she brought water too. So, like, so I'm eating it. I'm like, yo, this is actually not that bad. Like, it does leave like that hot tingling sensation in the back of your throat, but it's not as bad.
Yeah, but it's like they have a perfect recipe where they give you enough hot where you just like, I don't want no more, but then it goes away and you're just like, all right, I want another one. Like you just keep torturing yourself because you just like, you're like, and then it goes away. You're like, all right, let me get another one.
Bro, and I thought that's how those Cheetos were gonna taste like, so that's why I was always iffy about trying them.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I'm like, yo, this is actually really good. I think I can have another one. I think I can have another one. And I'm like, all right, it's all gone. Can I get another bag? Like, it's really, really good. So like, I slept on it for the longest time, and I'm happy to say I enjoy them.
Wow, nice. Yeah, so it's funny that you just started trying them. I just recently saw the history behind that of how they made it. So this janitor, which before he was hired, his wife had to help him out because I believe he was an immigrant. He didn't really know how to read or write, so his wife helped him out with the application. It was like around 1976. And the factory was in California, so they're known to have immigrants over there. So he gets the job as a janitor, and he was only 18 years old, and I guess he stumbled over a broken machine that popped out the Cheetos, the crunchy ones, without any cheddar on it, like they were just plain. And he was just like, okay, and he just took like all of it home, and he went home and he got chili powder, because Mexicans, they have this street corn. It's like a corn on the cob. It has chili powder on it. It has mayonnaise and like something else. So, like, it's really good. I don't know if you ever had that. I would recommend that, since if you like the Cheetos now, because it's not too spicy, but it's just very flavorful. So they have that street corn, because in the story they were saying he was inspired by that recipe. So he put chili powder on the chip. And he loved it instantly. He was like, "Oh my god, it's so good! Like, I need to like tell somebody about it." And then he goes, meets the head guy of Cheetos, of Frito-Lay, I believe, and they loved it instantly. Like, all right, we got to do this. So he goes from a janitor to vice executive president of the company just because of that. And now he's a motivational speaker. He has 2 books he's written. Like, it was just a crazy story. I was like, so that's how it happened? Like, a Mexican came into the factory, saw some plain ones, threw some chili powder on it, and then boom, that was the birth of hot Flamin' Cheetos.
Yo, that's crazy.
Now they got mac and cheese, hot Flamin' Cheetos. They got like all different types of stuff that's like that.
Sometimes Burger King, they have those promo mac and cheese, like mozzarella sticks, the hot ones.
Yeah.
It was actually really good. They gotta bring it back.
Even
though I don't go to Burger King like that no more, but still.
No, for sure. And it was very interesting. I was just like, wow, that's crazy. 1976, like this guy just started off as a janitor, and then he saw like the machine broke. Like that's what it said in the story. The machine broke, popped out the Cheetos without no cheddar on top of it. He took it home, put the chili powder on it. So imagine if none of that never happened, like Cheetos would not be here. It would be
Man.
a different universe, you know, multi-universe.
That's an incredible story. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, nah. I like my Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
I definitely love them now.
I always had a challenge, like, to see how much I can eat without drinking, you know. But definitely always have to have a drink right there by your side, cause it's like the wing show, hot wings, milk. I need milk.
Yeah, man. Yo.
But yeah, no, for sure. That's what I saw a couple of days ago. So I just found it interesting. Bringing
Oh
to the
yeah, for
podcast.
sure. We appreciate that story, man. That was really dope. It's a true rags to riches story. You know, something so simple could turn into something huge.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, from 1976 and it's still here. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, if you have nothing else to say, you know, I think our viewers appreciate our company. We came, you know, we're trying to come every week. Like she did, you know.
She didn't last night. But we're working on it, yo. Every week, come to provide new stories, you know, just reminiscing about the good times, the bad times, and trying to see if you guys can relate to us and
for sure.
take it from there.
For sure. But alright, man. I was always appreciative.
I appreciate the story, man.
Alrighty, guys. Until next time.